That's a cock reduction. Let me just make sure we clarify that.
Yeah, it's just honestly, it's been a pain in the ass. It's just fucking. It's always
I
got
bet
fucking weight.
I bet it's paying someone's ass, mate.
Exactly that, man. Exactly that. No, it's just a little 10-day all-inclusive to Turkey, and I'm going tomorrow. I'll be there this time tomorrow. So
Where are you staying? Which is it like on the beachfront where I stayed last
yeah,
time?
yeah, yeah, mate.
Yeah,
But it's got its own private beach.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah,
you walk out past the pool and just carry on walking about another like 2 minutes, and you're at the
yeah.
beach.
That's where I was. I think it was June last year, mate. It was pretty good.
Oh, lovely. What you Antalya?
Yeah, yeah, it was
Yeah,
good.
yeah, man. I
Plenty of
cannot wait. I
plenty
cannot
of
wait.
fake shops right across the road, mate. You can get all your fake shit in there.
Yeah,
And
apparently we're a 10-minute walk away from like all the crappy fake shops. So
the bazaar, right? That's what it's called, the
yeah, and do you know
bazaar.
what? I can't wait. Anyone who's been to Turkey, I don't know if you boys have been to Turkey or similar.
Yeah.
They absolutely buzz about mussels. They fucking buzz
Yes.
about it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've been to Turkey once, and you go there, and this was like I was much smaller. This is like fucking 6 years ago, and you're walking around, and they make you feel like you're the biggest man on the fucking planet. It's like, oh, you're very big, a wrestler. It's like, you want to be. It's like you don't want to be any bigger than that, and all that shit. It's like, what the fuck? It's great
Yeah,
because I think we're so desensitized to it now.
Yeah.
Um, Especially places like the UK or even America or certain parts of the world where we forget that it's actually not overly common, to
yeah, it's
bodybuilders
true.
walking
It's
around.
true. Yeah, I mean, I went there 2 years ago. I went to actually, funny enough, the same place. It's called Sea Day, which is just outside Antalya. And I'm not kidding. I am not bullshitting. It sounds like I'm just blowing my own trumpet, which maybe I am. But like, I was stopped genuinely to have photos of me probably 10 times,
Yeah,
just in one visit, just to the town centre. Like, oh my god, having photos and stuff.
yeah,
So
because you're tall and muscly. It's like a
yeah,
fucking crazy. It's a crazy thing. It's like, and
We
I've
love
been
it,
ex-
really.
I've been
I know,
expired
man.
in Tokyo.
You know what, right? I'm such a twat. I'm such a twat, right? Because I moan when it happens, right? And then I remember I went to Fuerteventura 4 years ago, and no one bat an eyelid,
Yeah, you
right?
feel like shit.
And at the time, I was with my girlfriend, and I was like, "Have I got smaller or something? Like, what the fuck?" Like,
Yeah.
so it's like you're damned
Fuck.
if you do, you're damned if you don't.
Yeah, man. Right, guys. How is everyone doing? Josh, welcome to the podcast. Um,
What's up, guys?
how
What's
you?
going on? What's going
Yes,
on?
I'm
Hey,
good,
Josh.
brother.
Josh.
What the fuck's going on? Oh, guys, just a question. How do you make your loom so you can see everyone talking rather than just the person?
Just switch. Just slide
Oh
it.
shit. You
Oh,
yeah,
I'm on laptop. How do I do that?
are you on
Right.
computer or desktop?
I'm on
Desktop.
desktop.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah.
I'm
Same
so
thing.
glad you told me how to do that. I didn't know how to do that.
So you want to go at the top right and it says gallery where the grid is. You want to go to gallery view.
That's so much better. Cheers, Mark. What a guy.
Just thank you so much, Jack. Sorry.
No worries, man.
Oh,
Hey,
it's so much better.
hey, Josh,
Hey.
where were you last week? You were supposed to come on, yeah?
Oh, well, I completely forgot about the podcast. And then I got home and then I looked and I was like, oh, shit. Seen Jack's message. I was like, that's bad. But it was, look, it was a busy weekend with shows. And I literally just completely forgot about everything. And I was like, just fucking, training, have a good time, got back. And I was like, oh, fuck. I was going to do a podcast. Because I saw Jack's
Shit
name.
happens, man.
Embarrassing. I do apologise, everyone.
Yeah, shit happens, man.
I legit just had the mattress delivered in my hands, then I just put it down on the floor, opened the box, and then I went, shit. I had the link through on the phone, as you're like, oh, fuck, 2 minutes.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I was.
No, it's easy. It's easy to forget, mate. It's no
You're here
issue.
now, man. You're here now.
That's all that matters, bro. Your recent updates look really fucking cool, man.
Yeah.
What's the goal for you right now? What's the plan?
Well, hopefully this year I can win my class and win an overall and get a pro card would be good.
Yeah.
That would be fantastic.
IFTV.
You did that last year, didn't you, Josh? I think you won your category a couple of times, no?
No, I came second twice.
Oh, no way.
It was a good. Do you know what? It was a really good because the year previous was a really shit result because I'd never placed outside of like the first call out. I went to Milan and that was do you know what? That was the first year I won like 2024. I was 2 bros. I won my first show. I won. I was like, yeah, I won the heavyweights. I felt great. I was like, sweet. And went there and just got fucking my ass handed to me in Milan and was like, just about, that, yeah, just a sort of pill to swallow and be like, okay, all right. And then I need some more muscle. It was very evident I needed more muscle. I had to change a few things that I was doing, like training wise, and then came in last year for the pro qualifier, which was a deep lineup again, but came second.
Yeah,
And
I was going to say,
I was like,
like
oh,
you
the
go
second.
to
I'm
some
doing
deep
well.
lineups. You go to
I
some
remember the
deep
lineup was really
lineups.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
they were
so
pretty deep.
it's like it's not necessarily that, you're not good. That's the reason why you're not taking the class wins. It's you fucking go for the competitions, man. You go for the hard one, which is great, you
Don't
know.
mean Jack. I really don't. Like this year, I was like, went to one of my wife's show. She did the MK Classic Kuba show. See Kuba, how you doing, Kuba? How you doing? He's like, what you doing? And I told him, he was like, oh, your first pro qualifier is Germany. He was like, just letting you know, mate. He's like, that was one of the most competitive lineups I've ever seen last year. I was like, what? He was like, yeah, there was about 18 supers and all top 10 could have turned pro. And I was like, oh, for fuck's sake, why do I?
Do you know
Yeah,
what,
man.
man? Do you know what, like Josh, like the physique that you brought, I remember last year, like you would have won at like 90% of shows. You just
Yeah.
got a little bit unfortunate at that specific one. Do you know what I mean? But not saying that you should pick your weaker shows, but you had a winning physique. It was just, on the day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think the feedback as well sort of threw me off from carrying on the prep because they were just like, it was like really good feedback. It was like you're absolutely peeled, look great. And it was like we just want to see more back width and back thickness. And it's not like something that's going to fix. You can't get fuller. Fullness isn't going to achieve that. That's
Yeah.
tissue bones, and that's like. So I thought about it for about a second, and I said, you know what? Do I push on to do Poland and the other shows that are there? And I just thought, and Sass was there because he was competing in the pro show. And I said, just said to him, what do you think? And he was like, do you know what? Let's just do a quick health phase and let's get growing as quick as we can. I was like, do you know what? I'm thinking the same thing. And that's landed us
Oh,
here.
you touched on something there that I think is quite a good point for us to talk about. Like, some lads truly believe that it's a fullness thing. So they'll overfeed to try and be bigger when actually you don't have the muscle yet.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that that's a you thing. I'm saying, like, in general, that's what guys do. Like,
I think judges' feedback gives that as well, because sometimes their feedback, they will use sort of terms, different terms. It's very simple sometimes what they will say. I'm trying to think of something off the top of my head, maybe my wife's feedback. They said something about like where she was posing. She was lean. Like I pulled her skin back on her waist. It's like this, but where went from PCA to the NPC posing, she's just leaning a little bit, giving a little skin fold, and they were like, "Oh, we don't like those fluffy bits. If you could, but it doesn't." Like it's not a bad thing. That's because what they're doing is telling you what they can see. They're not saying you need to be, I don't know, like build more muscle or whatever. When like us as bodybuilders or coaches will go quite into detail
in layman's terms, basically, right?
Just the fluffy bits, but like, how do you look at that? But as her coach, I could say, well, look, you were peeled. It's just better posing.
It could be posing. Yeah, I was going to say.
You know what? I just need to get used to doing everything posing after doing.
I think though some people's physique suits certain posing. So I've come across girls before who look amazing in the front pose for PCA, but that's not relevant the NPC, right?
Yeah, I think certain federations suit different people better.
Yes.
But what I was going to say, Josh, is I think with the harder lineups, going with that, I think that's a great thing, because if you win them, then you're just going to be a better pro to begin with, rather than getting a pro card in a weaker lineup. And, some people are then doomed where they've got to spend years and years and years to be noticed as a pro on stage to work hard. Right? It's like the thing is, this is what I had in mind when I was trying to go for mine, is regardless if you get it or not, the plan is going to be the same. You're just going to go back and add more tissue and focus on your weak points, if you get your pro card or not, and the physique that you contribute to. It's not like, you're still making progress with your physique anyway. You still need to make progress as a pro anyway. So it's not like in another sport where, right, okay, I haven't turned pro, so I can't get any any progress in the pro ranks. It's like, well, no, it's just like, okay, if you didn't make it because of the hard competitions, then by the time you do make it, you're just going to land there instead of there,
Mhm.
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. But it's all bodybuilding at the end of the day. What you're going to do once you've competed and your season's over? You're going to look at your weaknesses. What have I got to do? Make a plan, work on them, come back next year. It's really that simple.
It
You're
really
either
is.
professional or you're an amateur, and that's really it. To be honest, you know. And
Yeah.
it's have fun whilst doing it. Let's have a good time. At the end of the
That's it,
day,
man.
That's it. That's it.
competitive
That's it.
bodybuilding is. Look, I'm not saying I'm going to live to 80, but it's an easy number to say. But like, if I started competitive bodybuilding when I was 20, 21, and I can do it till I'm 40, you know what? I'm going to spend a lot longer without competitive bodybuilding than I am with competitive bodybuilding. So I'm going to have fun, enjoy it whilst I'm there, because
100%.
like if I don't give it everything and I've left something on the table, well, if I'm 40 years old and I live till 80, I've got 40 years of thinking I shoulda, coulda, woulda. That's
Yeah.
shit, man. And you're
And
old.
I fucking love that mentality. I've had a similar epiphany myself. I was going to make a post about this because my fucking passport here, right? So I was renewing my passport, and 10 years ago,
10 years, yeah.
that's where I got my passport. You know, my last passport, and it's now fucking expired, and I'm having to renew it. And
Let's have a look. Let's have a look, Jack.
this is the current one.
Oh,
So
it's not the old one.
yeah, the old one's horrific, of course, but you know, but
We
I was
want to
like,
see the old one, bro. Come on.
That's what I
know.
was asking. Yeah,
It's-
let's see the old one.
it's fucked up somewhere. I don't know. But yeah, I was thinking back 10 years, and I was reflecting. I was like, that's when I started I literally started competing 10
okay.
years ago. I was like, okay, that's cool. And to think back, oh, everything I've done in bodybuilding, competitive bodybuilding, has been in the last 10 years. Wow, that's pretty cool. And then I think, as I'm applying for this, it's asking me if I want to be a frequent flyer. You know, I want a frequent flyer passport. And I'm like, okay, will I be doing much traveling over the next 10 years? I'm like, well, yeah, because pretty much my entire professional career as a bodybuilder is going to be in the next 10 years. I was like, whoa. Because I was thinking how fast that 10 years has just gone. And I was like, shit,
Yeah.
you know, I only have 10 years left. And I was like, I put a fire up my fucking arse because I was like, I don't have, I can't just dilly dally. I don't have all the time in the world. None of us do. And it's like, it's a point. We only have a finite amount of time to actually do this process. And some people forget about that. And it's like, shit, I need to be on my shit because everything I'm doing as a pro is going to be the next 10 years. And like you say, Josh, you don't want to have that regret because you're like, I wasted a year because I was just, I don't know, doing some random shit.
Yeah,
You know,
thinking it, over worrying things, and over complicating something, and blah 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 blah. Like, come on, let's have some fun with it. Let's get stuck in.
but do you know what? You know when people say the stage will always be there. That statement I don't agree with. Like that. Like
I'm with you on that one. I'm with you on that one.
Yeah, man. Like not only is it an age thing, but also like the metaphorical stars need to align, right? You need to have your finances in order. You need to have your relationship in order. You need to have, you know, everything needs to fit.
Everything needs to be, yeah.
Yeah, you may not get another go. Like you think you are, but you may not. So you better
Something
make
might
the
come
most
up
of it
the
now.
next year. Like me, last year's been work and opportunities, and that whole plan was to do another show, but out the window.
Yeah.
But you made something of it, right? Because
Yeah,
it wasn't
100%.
like you stopped bodybuilding and just sat in your arse and just wanked off all year. It was like you did some. I mean, as well as wanking off all year, you did some cool shit, right? You did some really cool progressive shit with your life and your career. It's like sometimes we're like, hey, let's just chill and put the foot off the gas pedal because, you know, life and da da da. It's like, fuck, you know, once bodybuilding stops being a thing, I mean, you can compete for as long as you want, really, but there's only so many years you can improve.
Yeah, that's right.
And after that point, you know, that's when you can do anything you fucking want in bodybuilding. And I think if you do a solid with whatever goal you have, you can be more at peace with giving balance outside of the process. You know.
Hey boys, on that note there, Jack, you just made me think of something, right? Like, would you guys compete as a master and continue going on until you're sort of like 45, 50?
Good question, because I'm there, right?
If
Yeah,
I
well,
was-
you're 40, right?
But I won't. I don't think that the quality of my physique suits the masters. You know what I mean? And
Okay,
that's
yeah.
the kind of feedback I've had from other people as well. I don't really want to do that either. If I'm honest, I don't see myself as a master. I really, really don't. And there's some federations that do masters from 35 onwards, don't they?
Yeah.
Just obviously the IFBB don't, but I'm just saying. And even in like the federations I've competed in, I could have done masters in them. I didn't. I never did. I kind of kept it secret how old I was, to be honest. I never actually told anyone. So I'm like, it's my dirty secret. I'm 40 years old.
I think my thing is like I don't want to be good for an old guy. I want to be good or not.
That's right.
Do you know what I'm saying? I think when the time comes that people are like, he's good for a 45-year-old, I'm like, I'm either good or I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't want to stand out as that kind of guy. I don't want to be that guy.
No, I get that. I think, but it's also worth acknowledging that, people's peak and time that they fall off is different. Like, you've got to think the best of the bulls, right? You've got Andrew Jackson, who's like in his 40s, I think.
Well, Samson is 41 or 42 in the 40, isn't he?
Samson, Hedy, Derek's late 30s. I think
Bonak, yeah.
Bonak.
Sass is 40, isn't he?
I think so.
Yeah.
Sass is actually early 40s, is he not? He's
he's the same age as me, Sass, I think.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. He might have just turned 40. I don't know.
Yeah, same.
No.
Didn't Ronnie win his first Olympia roughly around 40?
Ronnie's last Olympia was 44.
44, that's right.
Yeah.
45, 44, yeah.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, though, sometimes I think when we talk about these guys, these are the genetic anomalies,
I think it depends. If you're like, let's say for me, let's say I turn pro this year and start having a.
What are you, Josh? You're young.
I'm 30.
Man, yeah. Fucking hell, mate.
So let's say for me, it's a good example. Let's say you're doing, you have the career that I want. You get there, and you start getting to 40. If you still look good and you're competitive and you're enjoying it, why not? Because at the end of the day, if it's bringing in, making you feel happy, fulfilling yourself, why not keep going? I mean, if it gets to a time where, you know what, you don't look as sharp as you did. The body doesn't respond anymore. More importantly, if some things don't look too good, they're not bouncing back after perhaps, certain blood work, certain things don't look too good. Maybe then it's go, you know what, it's time to hang up the trumps.
Or do you just do it anyway for the fucking love of it or for the fun of it?
Well, you're still loving it. Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking do it.
I tell you what, to me, I can't get on board with that personally. Like, older guys. I don't want to generalize too much, but I'm going to. A lot of older guys, their midsection blows out.
Yeah.
Their legs shrink, their midsection blows out.
There's that look. There's that. Yeah, you can see they're past it a bit, can't you?
I think
if you could refer back to when you were 31, 32, a pro coming up, looking sensational. I mean, we live in a digital age, so we could look back and you're going to see those memories pop up and you're going to go, man, I looked so good when I was young. And be like, I can't get on stage showing this big blown out. I've always had big legs. I've always been known for someone, but as soon as I started training in the gym bros are like, fucking hell, you got some good legs on you, ain't you? And you'd be like, what do you do for legs? And you're like, just squat, leg press, like do the same shit you do, but full range of motion and send it.
Did you have bigger legs even when you were younger?
I had, my mum always said I had chubby legs when I was a child. Chubby legs, but they weren't chubby, mum. I wasn't fat. It was just lean muscle.
Just gains,
They're just like, I think I like. Obviously, I get a photo up. I look like I got pencil legs, but you can just see that the quad insertion was there.
Yeah, you can usually tell, right? You can usually
tell. When you've been doing it a long time, you guys, coaching, etc. You sort of see someone who has a bit of an athletic physique. It's small, but you can just see where the muscles insert, and you think, fucking hell,
there,
with 50 pounds of muscle on, they would look sick.
Yeah, man.
You're like, people watching people at the gym, you're like, I reckon if he got on it, let's give him some fucking test and GH and see what we can do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can fucking see. You can see like
with you
with people like
ball sandwich.
Yeah, it's like Phil Heath before. Seeing photos of him before he trained and shit. It's crazy. Just to go on the age thing, I don't know what you guys think about this. Do you reckon? I reckon your training age has a lot to do with it, and the amount of time you've been on gear and shit. So if you start later and you start training later,
Yeah.
etc., then potentially you could you sort of, I don't know, fall off or peak later.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I
Footwear
think, miles on the clock. And also we know as well that the longer you train, the less, the slower the results become, right? You know, newbie gains, like there's this big, steep, like progression. And then as you get further into it, it sort of like levels off, right?
Yeah, but you can lose it just as fast as you gain it as the older you get, can't you, as well?
For sure.
Yeah.
I've certainly noticed that on me. So, you know, you're 40, I'm 39, you boys are both 30, right?
Yeah,
I'm 29.
So there's definitely a difference between how old I am now. Like I noticed the results are like this, man. Fucking
True.
tiny. It's very slow now, very slow.
Yeah, I get that.
But yeah,
The trend.
Tremboloni.
Yeah, that's it, man. Just double the gear, man. That's it.
What could go wrong?
Do you find when you get older, your response to gear is different, or is that always the same?
Yeah, no, it is.
Okay, that's interesting.
I think it's
Yeah.
exposure as opposed to age. How long you've done it?
Maybe it's where your physique's at as well, you know, with how much you can tolerate, because like, obviously the bigger you are, the more androgen receptors you're going to have. And obviously just the longer you've been exposed, so potentially, you know, throwing in, I don't know, like a gram of tren, or a gram of tren, or yeah, at the fucking beginning, say like a gram of test or 500 milligrams of test at the beginning would feel so much fucking different than when you're a lot bigger and you've had that exposure, like you say. Yeah, potentially.
Haven't we not mentioned it before, like how the thought of doing that now kind of potentially scares us a little bit? Well, it does for me anyway, like what I've done in the past now. And I mean, there might be no change at all, or it might make no difference to how I feel or how I respond, but just the fucking thought of it is...
yeah, because you've experienced it, man. It's like we know that we're not going to fucking binge for weeks after the show because we know it's just the ugly side of it. It's like shit. Okay, it's a good time. But you know, I made a post about this the other day about, you know, these kids just fucking glamorizing, trying jumping on it, and then crying on the camera about how it's ruining their lives, which is like
hindsight's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, and then they're like, "Oh, I hate this," and then they just carry on taking it. It's like the fuck. But you know, it's like now I look at certain compounds, I'm like, would absolutely not do, would not do. Because I'm like, I know that, and it's just really not fucking worth it.
Hey, interesting. I feel like I don't feel what I'm on. I don't feel anything.
Keep questioning if it's all bunk and all that shit sometimes.
I do wonder sometimes, but yeah, like I could be on 1,000 grams of test or 500 test or 300 test. I feel exactly the same.
I think with certain compounds, yeah.
If you put me on higher tests, you're going to see how full and round I am. You could probably see that I'm on a higher test cycle right now, while how full and round I am. I stayed during this.
How high is high?
Well, like, at the minute I'm on 1,200.
Nice.
But that's my predominantly majority of my cycle is test.
Any side effects?
No, I'm fine. I'm fine with like a higher test.
So where are you at right now, Joe? Are you in an off-season phase right now? Or?
I'm 3 and a bit weeks out. I'm ready to go. My glutes are just coming in. Well, they've been in, but I need to get that where I was last year. You know, like I was dug out, where it's like clawed into your arsehole. You know, the line's there. I'm pretty flat today. That's what Sass said anyway. But like you know, like I like posed and I posed after the gym, had a look as well, and you can see the lines. They're like right into the butt, but it's like, you know, maybe the lack of pressure in the muscle there, but they're getting, you know, when it's like fucking, you know, I can get granite hard, you know, like this. So it's fucking gnarly, like that nasty hard.
But it's hard to have fully striated glutes when you're flat.
Yeah, well, the thing is, so this is funny, like, because you know, when you get to where I'm at now, so you get flat and you're like, you're squeezing your glutes, you're looking at the condition, trying to look over your shoulder, you're putting your phone on it, you're looking at it there, and you're looking and you're flexing really hard and you flex harder to try and show more off. But it's when you have that high day and then it's like there's pressure in the muscle and it pushes against the skin, and then you can see it all really come in and you're like, oh, I barely have to flex to really show some of that definition off. It's there, and the skin tightens up around it. And sometimes you see, like with myself, there's a few other lads, you guys will coach. You'll see some people, and it looks like, cling film when it's like scrunched up. You it's like they're like scrunched up paper. Where their skin, it's like their muscles flat behind it. There's not a lot, and then as soon as you put those fucking carbs in, it's like boom, and it's like fucking nuts. You're like, oh, this is gnarly. I know I'm talking about men's asses here, but it's all bodybuilding related.
It is, man. It's a fucking different realm. Did any of you guys see the China show?
Yes.
Yeah, I've watched a bit of that. I thought James, but I was watching it from my phone.
What I was going to say, like, what did you guys think?
I'm super biased to James, regardless. I'm a big fan of James. Lucky enough to play Call of Duty with him and call him a friend. I'm biased. I'm super biased. Any of the British crew, I'm like super biased to.
So for me, who wasn't aware of, obviously I've been fucking mad busy, but what was the lowdown on all the show? Someone give me like a brief little recap.
It was basically a 2-man show.
Right.
Yeah.
It was James versus Behrooz.
Yeah. Oh, right. Okay.
And personally, I had Behrooz winning, but I think James beat him on certain areas. So I think James beats him on lower body. And I think James beats like specifically quads, and I think James beat him on overall condition. But I think shape and from the front, it was quite clearly Behrooz. That's my take.
It's good to hear someone say that when you're so blinded by the bias of a friend, right?
Yeah, I think.
How can you not love James? He is British bodybuilding.
He is.
He might not have won the Olympia like Samson, but I mean Samson does carry British bodybuilding with a flag high as well. But I think when I think of it, with the era I grew up in bodybuilding, James, you think he's the person with the fucking Union Jack on his fucking back, flying through, bringing bodybuilding to the front. You think, fucking come on!
There is something about James
longer as well. James has just been about. He's been consistently. Samson's uprise was like a little bit. Yeah, man. And it's hot.
Presentation
it's hard.
Was better, but like you say, you're not there, so it's hard to call it. And like you say, shape is big. There's a reason why.
I would give it to James in that shot, man. That front spread.
No, I give it to James as well. But you look at it, if they're putting shape at the forefront of things. And make an argument.
That's close.
You can say bodybuilding is a muscle. It's a muscle show. The muscly guy should be win. But then you could say it's about flow. It's about shape. There's arguments here and there. But this is why I'm not a competitor. Let the judges.
If it was a muscle show, then like Rubiel would be winning everything.
That's true.
Shows where Rubiel's won but when he won, what did he win? Italy, was it last year? And can't remember, but I'm pretty sure like Nathan. Where did he? I can't remember where he placed, but it was a bit shocking to see him where Nathan plays.
That's a good example because Nathan was a shape guy, and then Rubiel is a big muscle
as well. So you think, this is where it is. But look, it's bodybuilding. I think with bodybuilding, what we try to do when we look at bodybuilding, we try to use like I think the criteria, there's a criteria, but then remember, judges are judging what's in front of them on the day, and that's what they're looking at.
Yeah.
That's where these decisions can be made.
I think if you've got
you've got to just take it on the chin. Whoever you had favourite, the judges have picked the result. You've got to move on. You know what I mean?
It's true. It is true, but it's interesting to speculate. I think if you've got conditioning, you've got muscularity, you've got shape. And I think it's more about like, say if you've got James and Behrooz here, and then James has a muscularity of like 9 out of 10, and Behrooz has 8 out of 10, and then Behrooz is 9 out of 10 on shape, and then conditioning is like say 9 out of 10 on fucking James. That's where I don't think it's like shape. Muscularity is as simple as that. It's like, how much does that shape take precedence over James's muscularity conditioning? And this has been one of the most controversial results of the year. And I think
Okay, I take issue. That was going to be my next point, Jack. Before you say it, sorry. When people say that it was a robbery, I just think that's a bit rich. I mean, it wasn't that one-sided. It was clearly the judges saw Behrooz winning, and if you were to like poll people, it would have been like 70-30 maybe. It wasn't
I
a complete
definitely think
robbery.
it's close. I definitely think it's close, and I definitely think what sort of made this as sort of as widespread as it is the love that people have for James, which is great. The support, and people are sort of showcasing that bias. But again, that you have that the other way around with Behrooz, because I know Lee Priest said something, and he had a bunch of fucking people coming after him in his comments from Iran, like a bunch of Iranians just fucking saying "fuck your mother" and shit. So
I love it. Fucking love it.
But if I was to break this down, I think.
But don't you think James's colour is fucking great here?
Yeah. His colour grace.
Message me because I need to be that on stage.
Yeah, man. Like, I need to know his fucking skincare routine.
Great.
But even absent thighs, which isn't particularly usually a stronger shot for James,
Yeah,
I think
because obviously people in the past have said about his midsection. Do you know what? In the shots where he's hitting it, it looks great. James looks fucking great.
That side tricep.
It's and such a great post, I love it. I love the beard as well. He come in, he looks how he fucking trains hard as fucking it.
There
is something about James that something about James. He's like a bodybuilder's bodybuilder. If you know what I mean?
Yeah. He's like a British bodybuilder, man. He's like a fucking Viking. He's like, yeah, you know what I mean?
Love that.
Okay, let's break it down pose for pose. I've got James for back, just for the conditioning throughout.
See, I would contest that personally, especially the back lat spread. For width.
Yeah, for the back lat spread, I can see Behrooz having that for sure, because he's just got that lower lat there, and maybe his leg. Yeah, but the side tricep, I'm going to give it to James for sure.
Side poses for James.
Yeah. Absent thigh. Again, I'm trying to be as objective as possible. I would go for James here.
Is there any chance you can get him up, Jack? Can you get him up on screen?
Slide it, mate. There is. Slide your screen, right? It'll be there on Jack's.
Who's the other guy? Hey, who's that other big matey next to James? He looked right there, and that most muscular.
Yeah.
We got to watch it all now.
Can you? Yeah.
I can see that now. Yeah. You're sharing it, aren't you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that little guy? Oh yeah.
Holy smokes!
It's an honourable mention. He got sent to the back. I don't think he. Okay,
Right, here we go. Yeah, here we go. Right, okay.
Bosh. All right, who's got that most muscular?
Probably James.
Yeah. Hang on.
Have you got the other ones?
Oh no. Okay. I mean, oh no.
There you go.
Damn! Look at that.
I think this is. See if I can zoom in.
Yeah. There we go.
Lat spread. I might give that to Behrooz. I don't know.
Yeah, I would.
I think side chest is James. I think.
Look at his chest. Look how full it is.
Yeah, James.
Yeah, James.
Fucking look at the size of his fucking legs.
Yeah, his legs are crazy, eh?
Oh man.
Behrooz is too dark. That's his problem.
Yeah, James Colour looks like it's fucking glowing. Does he?
I think James, it looks better because of the lighting, but I'm not sure if it actually is. I think Behrooz is wider in the back, maybe, and his glutes are better.
For sure.
He looks wider on the front double then, definitely.
James is pretty wide, to be fair. I like it. I've got James.
I think, again, it's just how he's holding his pose, though, to be honest, on that one.
That side, try that Phil Heath variation there.
That's beautiful, that is beautiful.
We need James to be Olympia this year, just for this.
He does, man. He does.
Them quads, bro.
Oh, yeah.
I like that little twist in there. A little twist of the hips. It's nice. That suits him. Boom.
See that? I love that most muscular.
It's
Look,
great.
I'm going to say it, right? If Behrooz had a better tan, a little bit lighter, you might be able to see it a bit more. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Potentially, man.
In
Potentially.
person, that might look different.
Your colour,
Yeah,
Colour,
yeah,
you know,
that's right.
really
They haven't
brilliant.
shown the front double, which is going to be a Behrooz shot for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It favours the shape guys, doesn't it?
Mm.
Behrooz is more of a shape guy.
But
Yeah.
I think
That's James. That.
I mean, like James this is arguably the best he's been, even maybe the show before.
It's sharp, isn't he?
Like 2 shows in a row now, he's probably been the best he's ever been. So
yeah, I reckon this James would have beat Jordan.
Yeah,
potentially,
yeah,
maybe.
I agree. I want it. I would want it to happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
So biased over here. Like,
I just think he's a bit more conditioned in this show compared to the last. I think Tampa's going to be interesting.
I think Nick's going to take that though. Eh?
That's this weekend, right?
Yeah, you've got Nick and Joe. See if
Joe
you got any-
Palacios.
Mate, there's so many good people doing that show. You've got that Colossus Ken. He's a fucking mountain of a bloke.
Is there any
One to watch? Where's the pay-per-view on that? They better have a good live stream. This live stream was free, by the way. Let's just say something from this. And how good quality it was. That was phenomenal. But it was stupid.
Hey, Jack, sorry to interrupt there, Josh. Jack, go up a little bit. See, on the left, you can see them two stood next to each other, James and. See there, to me, Behrooz wins both.
Yeah, I mean, but I don't know, man.
That back thickness.
It looks thicker there, much thicker.
The back thickness is quite considerable, I think.
But he looks considerably way more peeled here.
Mm.
This is all gym lighting. What
Yeah.
One flat. What's going on here?
I do agree, but what I'm trying to get at is when Behrooz has got better lighting.
For sure.
When he's lighter, because on the live stream, he's very dark.
Yeah, for sure. I do agree. Like his color in comparison to James letting down, but obviously gym light it's got to be different to how it translates on the stage, and of course you know how they peak on the day and all that type of stuff.
I'll tell you what though, just that, like Zach has fucking smashed it with James. Fucking so impressed. I know Zach would. He coaches my mate, and you know what? I'm fucking so happy to see them both succeed like that. I think the effort they're putting in and just working with we call it logical coaching, working with the physique rather going off like your protocol, which you see a lot of these guys doing, and it's looking at a body. What does a body need? And I fucking love that. I think that's tremendous. Here we go. 9 DMs. Popular.
Yeah. I mean, that is wacky. It probably is going to be next.
It's bananas. Oh, it's great to see, isn't it? What a good show. This is going to be a stacked show as well.
100%. Yeah, this is probably going to be the most stacked of the year. Maybe even I don't know. Obviously, the Arnold was pretty crazy.
Arnold would expect to be crazy. It's an Arnold.
Yeah. Sometimes you have a random show outside of the Arnold or the Olympia where they just all fall into one.
They're all jumping in. What's he?
Yeah.
We've got Texas. What else?
Look at the Prague last year. Was it the year before? The one you and Jack. That was a fucking show.
Yeah, that was silly. What's his name? Joe
Palacio. What's his name on the Instagram? Mate, you're asking
that.
I'm gonna find it. Isn't it Joe the Machine? I just said that, but sorry.
Joe the Magician.
Fuck. Sorry, that was me just being an idiot.
Joe P.
Type in IFBB.
Hey boys.
That'll work.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
gentlemen.
It's generally Joe the Machine, but JO _
JO. Yeah.
Hey boys.
Yo.
Unfortunately, I'm going to have to leave because of holiday plans.
You're not jealous at all, mate. You know what I mean?
Oh man.
Enjoy your holiday. Have a cracking time.
Thank you very much, man. And Josh, it was great to have you on, man.
Yeah.
Wait.
And I shall see you all soon, all right?
I'll message you later. I'll speak to you soon, mate. Have a good one tomorrow.
Appreciate it, guys.
All right, buddy.
Catch you later.
See you later, pal.
Dog.
Oh, brother.
Tampa.
Where is this dude from? Just out of curiosity, is he American?
Yeah, he's
He
American.
is American.
I think it is his actual. There's a lot
Maybe
of
he's
stuff on there.
Texas. Yeah.
No, I don't know where he's from.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
Oh,
obviously
yeah.
4 weeks ago. Yes, a lot. I mean, there are similarities. Oh shit. Okay. It's not ideal. But yeah, a big dude. I don't know. Maybe I think Nick's gonna take it because he is big, but I don't think he'll have that conditioning that Nick usually brings. We get to see it, mate.
Man, you got to see these people put together to see who looks what and who
For
looks
sure.
etc. It's just going to be a hell of a show. It's well worth the fucking pay-per-view money, however much it's going to cost. Obviously, it's Eastern time. What are they? 5 hours. We're 5 hours in front. So finals, you're staying up.
Is this guy? Is he a tall dude or what?
No,
He's similar to height to Nick, I think.
Right. Yeah. I can.
Yeah, 5'7", 5'8", probably.
Yeah.
Look, he's thick as fucking hell.
He is, mate.
Yes.
He is very fucking thick.
His trajectory's been very good.
Wow.
Very good.
3rd of July. This is time ago.
Wow.
Look
Whoa.
at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fucking truck, that, innit?
Yeah, he's probably potentially got a bit better shape than Nick, even though he's like, yeah, definitely, you know.
Wow.
This
more
is what
shape
bodybuilding is so fun because you see this,
Yeah.
and see them when they get on stage, and then you can start comparing
Yeah.
how good is who. It's so fun.
It
It's so
is true. It's true, man.
6 weeks out.
Fuck. 6 weeks out.
Hey, bum.
Yeah, to be fair, he's going to be quite fucking lean. That's a crazy side leg.
Okay, now.
Jesus. Nuts. And who is it? Ken.
Colossal Ken. I like
Colossal Ken.
I would like to see more content from Colossal Ken, but I know that he's got a real job.
Colossus. All right. Fuck.
You can't beat it.
I'm gonna have to follow that guy.
Look at that. You can't beat it. Black bubbly muscle is
yeah.
He's a young dude, isn't he?
Look at that.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
I need to get bigger.
Fucking hell.
Jesus. Yeah, he's got great shape, man.
Some arms, then, mate. Absolutely some arms, then.
Wow.
This is Chris, is it?
Yeah, and then yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Fucking hell, man.
That's what I want to see, man. Dude, when is it? Saturday?
It's this weekend, man.
Wow, look at that chest.
So bubbly.
So good. It's so round.
Did you see that? There's a post. This is a bit off track, but there's a post on, I think, on some social media page, and it said what happened to the side chest, and you know it's kind of right. You see some like how the side chest pose has kind of evolved, and I do like that kind of classic-y that look that he's got here, and I understand what the post was saying. I kind of agreed with it. There's some fucking, you know how some people pose the side chest and they just do a bit too much of this shot and they twist too much rather than it being a push out with the chest, and
they turn it into a most muscular.
Yeah, that's kind of a bit in between. Kind of, this is a hybrid-y look, isn't it? It's a nice look.
Yeah. This is God, it's fucking nuts. This is
like even the rear delt is like fucking 4D.
Yeah. This is
There's some arms then, mate, honest to God.
Like, you know.
Yeah, man.
Checking lighting with his fucking lamp in the corner and he still looks mad. Look at that. You know it. Look at the size of his arm comparison to his head.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Oh, we love it. Oh,
that's mad. Yeah, that's the show Sarah's going to be at.
Yeah, that's right.
She's watching. But yeah, that's going to be a crazy show. I reckon.
Tampa's a nice place as well. You've been to Tampa?
I haven't. The goal is to compete there at one point. I mean,
fucking beautiful, man.
Maybe next year could be.
Yeah, compete.
We could do a little trip, couldn't we? Regardless if we're competing or not, mate.
Yeah, yeah.
It'd be nice. It'd be nice.
Shall we do it, man? Shall we?
I think we should, to be honest. I think this is something that we should be doing anyway. And do
Josh
like
is going to have his card this year, and then we could all just fucking, I don't know, just do shows just randomly.
I'm not going to compete in Tampa next year. I need a bit more. I need a bit more time to build some size. I'll turn up,
fine, man.
I'll turn up and just support for the.
Yeah, why not?
Just get some OnlyFans. You'll be fine, man.
I think I've got a busy year next year with coaching. So I do get my pro card. I think I've got a bunch. I should have 3 people in the Masters Nationals next year with the US. So, yeah, I think that's on the 18th as well. So if it did, I'll just do like 2 weeks over there and go to Tampa.
Shit, man. Okay. Yeah, let's do it. There we go.
Plan.
Guys and a wellness competitor, that'd kill it. But going back to about Masters competitor, to be fair, actually, because the NPC, the national NPC Masters, I'm pretty sure it's 30. They do a 35.
That's right. Yeah.
And then they do 40 or 40 and above, and then it goes up
35 and 45, isn't it?
Well, it goes all the way up to like fucking 60, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I think there needs to be a what I would love to see, right, in the British scene with the NPC worldwide would be to have the British to have a Masters Pro card, and also one that you don't see, which I think would be cool because you'd get all these freaks come over. The junior, whoever wins the juniors win the pro card. How fucking cool would that be? Imagine all these fucking young under 23-year-olds turning up. Just these freaks that you've never seen before. It would be so good. Imagine the amount of fucking people who would be turning up to the show. It'd be so good.
Yeah, you would get some freaky people, but that might, there's a lot of people that have the narrative of this
too many pro cards.
Yeah. Who
cares? It'd be so good. Just think about it.
Yeah.
But what you're saying is basically giving more a chance for the juniors, right? That's basically
I just think you could imagine there's just one in the whole of Europe.
Yeah. There's the one, the biggest motherfucker that'll turn up.
The biggest freaks turning up. You'd just be like, there'd be some mountain fucking dudes, just random fucking geezer turning up from like Saudi. Who the fuck's this cunt? Grainy, big, 100 kilos. You'd be like, Jesus.
That's fucking true. It's true. Yeah. Because
it's a long day, but it'd be good.
There's some big, scary fucking young 20-year-olds.
Yes.
I swear to God, there was a 22 or 23-year-old at the start of this year who competed from Germany. He was like 280 on stage.
Is it the blonde guy you were talking about?
I don't know. I think he was bald, but he was like fucking. He was huge.
Must have been smashing gears since 12.
I'm imagining it. He was German and he was 280, and I swear he was a junior.
Yeah.
Crazy, man. I look at that and I'm like, how the fuck is that big? And also,
they start living a bodybuilding lifestyle from 16. Granted, probably taking gear from 19. It's a bit early, right? But they've already set all that foundation. They've lived like a fucking bodybuilder.
I think it's because it's so popular now. You can see it at your age. Because I know when I was in school, that people weren't bodybuilding. People weren't even talking about it. It wasn't even a thing.
I remember it
ever mentioned.
I remember a while back, years ago, when junior bodybuilding was starting to get really popular. And there's one guy, I think he was Russian, Andre or something his name was. He was one of the biggest juniors I'd seen at the time. And he was kind of the starting point for seeing all these junior freaks. I remember it clearly. He was like this young, and I was thinking he's fucking genetically modified or something, genetically engineered or something. And then next thing you know, they're all coming from everywhere. And then the Brazilians keep popping up and the Koreans, fucking hell.
When I was a junior in England, the guys that coming up who were juniors, Ryan Crowley, I think I butchered his name there, but he was fucking huge. Fucking Brad Willis. You remember when he was in NABA?
Yeah. I remember it. Yeah.
He was a fucking mountain and he was young.
Yeah. That's the thing, man. It's like some of these guys. I remember speaking to AJ, who promotes the shows. What's his name? AJ Kelly. Yeah. What a fucking legend, man. He said to me, because I saw him about 2019 when I was a natty junior, right? And you know, he had me pose in front of Philly, and he was great. And he's got a fucking incredible memory because I saw him a couple of years ago, and he was like, "Ah, I remember you. And what the fuck has happened to everyone else? He was like a junior then because they've just stopped."
True though,
And
mate.
yeah, it's crazy. Maybe I don't know why that is. Maybe it's because these guys were massive when they're young.
I started
Um,
early.
yeah,
Yeah.
they get into health issues, or maybe you know, and it sort of puts them out, and they can't really justify carrying it on, or maybe they take it too serious from too
Mm.
young of an age, and they burn out quickly.
Or the enjoyment's just gone as well. And it does happen a lot. I
Yeah.
see it with a lot of guys. And it does separate kind of the people who are, I'm not saying they're not serious about it, but like who truly fucking want to do it. You know what I mean?
You hit the nail on the head. I think majority of people, like I can think back to when I was a junior and did the juniors and PCA. There was a big lineup of guys, and I think back who's competing now. There's only a few.
Yeah, same.
But like you think about it, it's enjoyment factor. People find other things. You're young, man. You're super
Yeah,
young.
same with me.
Finding other things that you're interested in. You start, and who's your friendship group? Is your friendship group other bodybuilders, the gym, or is it not? And those people that start going out, they start doing other things, having families. Your missus wants a family, and you start doing this, and you're young, and all of a sudden you just sort of you lost the lust, the love for it.
Yeah.
How many? I don't know if Jackie did a lot of sports, but when I grew up, I did all sports. I did everything. I played rugby, I played football, I did Thai boxing, did Tangsado, did all these things, and I did them for a little while, and I loved it when I was doing it. And all of a sudden, it just fizzled out. And obviously, like if you're young and they're doing it, you're going to get that, And you might see it with clients, Jack, yourself. You get somebody and they're all in their bodybuilding. They might be 22, 21, and they're all in and they're locked in, and they're great progress. 8 months later, or 12 months later, sometimes 18 months later, all of a sudden they're like, you know what?
Yeah.
And then sometimes it'd be like you might follow them on Instagram and you might see them and they're like, you don't even see they don't even train anymore. They don't even go to the gym, and they were all in. And some of them look fucking good, and it's just, you got to love it at the end of the day. And
it's true. It's true.
If they don't want to carry on, that's fine.
I think, it's definitely each their own, and it because sometimes this is just a season in people's lives, and sometimes people will live their whole lives as they're a bodybuilder. And I think that's an important thing to know. Is the people who make the greatest bodybuilders are the ones who stay in the sport, right? And it's like James is a good example because he started off as a junior, and look at the heights he's climbed now, right? And this is where, if you're a young guy and you're looking at these massive juniors and you're thinking, holy shit, what chance do I have? It's like it's not about the people who are the most genetically gifted or if they get big quick or whatever. It's literally who fucking survives the longest in it. Not even from a health standpoint, but just from a passion standpoint.
Yeah, who can be consistent, who can make it
because
sustainable. And I think actually remember James said it, and I've actually stolen this off him before. The credit to James, but he said, it's about outlasting people.
Yeah, it is.
Outlast people, at the end of the day. And anyone is young, and you do feel a bit down at times because you see younger people your age who are way ahead of you. Don't let that demotivate you. Let that motivate you. Go, you know what? I'll get there, and it might take me a little longer to get there. You know what I mean? I mean, in this day and age, with the amount of people who are coaches who are fucking good coaches and the sources you have available to you now, you can make a lot less mistakes than people like myself. Jack, I might be putting words, but you might have made
same for sure.
Yeah, I have.
Mistakes. And now I've got some clients and they've been with me and they've surpassed progress, how quickly I made progress because they've had me to not have to make those mistakes that I made. And you look at, you can see the amount of milligrams that some of them are on, you're like, man, you're taking fuck all and you're this big and you're making there's a genetic component to it.
Yeah.
To be said for sure. But like you think, man, you're really locked in on that last. You didn't fuck around, you didn't stay on the split for too long, or you didn't, you haven't stuck on something that's not, yielding.
But it's also to be able to have that balance of like smashing it for a few years in a row and then just taking a little step back for maybe a year and a half, a year or two, whatever. But they're the people who also keep a little bit healthier into it and keep, that it takes that that pressure that's always on them to be able to just sit back,
Yeah.
enjoy it for a little bit, and then come back with a vengeance and all that as
That's
well. You know
it,
what I mean?
because it's essentially the tortoise versus the hare, right? It's that type of mentality. It's you don't want to go right. Who can go the fastest? Boom! It's like who can last the longest, as we
Yeah.
say. And
Yeah.
part of that is one being passionate about it and just doing bodybuilding in a way where you stay in love with it, but also longevity, focus on that. And that's something that, you know, I'm becoming more and more conscious of, whether that is, you know, through my training, just how I approach things overall, my habits outside of the process. I'm like, right, I need to think, fuck, if I'm going to have these next 10 years, and making them count, obviously, one, I've got to be on it, but two, I need to make sure that I'm not doing any dumb shit that messes me up, that stops me from. I also want to make sure that I have a functional body after these 10 years, you know, so I can live life outside of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and do you know what? I think sometimes not. Like, we just said a minute ago about how if you're surrounded by the people who do the same thing and who are like as passionate as you are, but sometimes to flip that, you can not be surrounded by them and you can enjoy this privately to yourself and be able to, stay in love with it because you love it and not because the people around you are doing it. So the pressure is not on there and it's all because you want to do it. And that's what I find myself. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
When I reference that, it's more of a case that the people around you
no, I get that.
are taken away from you.
What I'm just saying is on the flip side also, there could be some people like, there's two sides of it as well, isn't there?
Yeah, you can have a group that aren't, but as long as they're not like hassling you to do things that are counterproductive towards your goal.
Exactly, yeah.
You wouldn't want to be hanging about with people who are saying, "Oh yeah, don't go to work today, don't get paid."
Yeah, 100%.
Why are you going to work today? Well, come and do heroin with me. It'd be fun. You're like, that's not good. That's an extreme example, but you know what I mean. Taking you away from something you really want to do.
Yeah.
Have a friendship group who are like, we don't bodybuild, but like, man, we love what you do, and we understand that why you don't come out. And why you have the odd blowout in the off season, or you might go to the holiday with them and that's it, or you might at Christmas time just let your hair down, have that one drink of the year where you get pissed off 2 drinks and you're an absolute laugh, and you're this big man mountain walking around who's a bit tipsy and having a good crack, little things like that, but they still support you, they're still there for you. They're still that. But people who are like, just trying to claw you away and drain the life out of you, fucking
and I think
they are in bodybuilding, because there's probably certainly people, I haven't met any like that, but who will be, because there's arseholes everywhere you go.
Yes,
100%. I think it's a testament to how authentically you are into bodybuilding and actually passionate about it, because sometimes you can be into it just because you're mirroring other people who are into it, and if you've gotten into it properly, like for example, I remember getting into this when I was like a teenager, and people around me weren't into it, but I loved it, and that was, as you say, Mark, like the thing that I had for myself, and it was like, that's okay, cool, I like this. But I've also had people who jumped on bodybuilding, the bodybuilding bandwagon with me. And they're like, "Oh, I'll train with you. Oh, I'm going to do a show." And they've dropped off because they like the idea of it, but they don't want the actual fucking process, right?
So much of that, honestly, so much of that,
man.
Over the years. I sound like an old fart when I'm saying that, but I have seen so much of that, especially with the resources as well. If you've got the resources around you. Like, we didn't have that around where I'm from. I'm from the sticks, as you know, but I made the fucking resources. I made it available when I could. I built my gym. I fucking got the bodybuilding stuff in. I've done all that. So hopefully I can lay the path for the next generation. That's the plan. But it's like I said, I've seen so much of that over the years. Like, people just get into it. They blow your head with all the information that they want. They'll try and train with you, all this, that, and the other, and then like, that's it. Then another year gone, and they've just dropped off.
Yeah. This is why if I've got a friend who isn't so much into bodybuilding, or I'm around someone, they suddenly get into it, which is, I'll support them. I'll support them if they're not into bodybuilding. They don't have to be into bodybuilding, and I make that clear to them. It's like, you don't have to be doing this because I'm doing it. It's cool if we could do it together. Yeah, cool if you want to.
Yeah.
But I also try to just lay the expectations. I'm like,
Be
cool.
realistic.
Yeah, if you're wanting to do at the standard you want to, where you're competing, entering your first shows, that you've got to be thinking 1-2 years ahead. Because you could have someone that's like, oh yeah, I like I like training. Let's fucking do a show. I want to win a show next year. I'm like, whoa, okay. You think a couple of years potentially. Maybe it could be next year, but think a couple of years because. Uh, as we say, this is about um, doing this for the long haul. And the best way to do this is actually just being in love with the process. And if you're thinking, right, I just want to win a show and I want to do it next year, and you've just stepped into bodybuilding, I'm like,
And then they have a strict diet that they've got to follow, and like, oh, fucking hell.
Yeah.
Might love the training, might love the lifestyle, but then the diet comes in. Just even an off-season diet, they're like, you know, it's an eye opener for a lot of people. That stage alone, isn't it?
People won't realize as well, like when you get this with people who sign on, who are sort of new to the lifestyle. They're like, oh, I want to do a show. I want to do a show.
Yeah,
I want to really take my physique, and they don't realize how much they send you the diet that they're following. You put it on their, their application or question on their questionnaire, and then you look at their diet and you look at their composition. You're like, okay. I'm like, you're not eating a huge amount of food here, and then when you start getting into it, you realize actually the first month is going to be about learning adherence.
Yes.
You're not going to make much progress because you need to learn how to adhere first. Because the first week you had a bourbon biscuit, or it was Pizza Friday, so you had to slice of pizza. You're like, hang on a minute, this is not even in off season. This isn't it's energy balance at the end of the day. You can't be overeating.
Yeah.
It's mastering those basics that will be with them for the rest of the career, isn't it?
That's it. And and the quicker, like anyone listen to this, the quicker you can learn that and get on board with, the potential that you unlock is unbelievable. It's like
the quicker you make progress.
The door, and it's like the world of Narnia is in front of you. You think, I've got all this to explore. It's just fucking good.
100%.
Take some time to explore it, but hey, lock in, put your seatbelt on because you're in for a fucking ride, and it's a good
That's
time.
it, man. And it's a big fucking adjustment period. You can't be half in or half out. That's what you've got to tell people. And it always is crazy when you've got people who are inquiring either like, hey, I want to be a pro. I want to be an IFBB pro. And, usually it's some young guy, I had it the other day, right? And they're like, I'm 17. I want to be a pro. How many years is it going to take? And do I have the genetics for it? And And because I'm like saying, you ought to be thinking about 10 years, right?
Yeah.
You want to give it a good 10 years to see where you're at. It could be less, could be more, but you've got to be willing.
Worry about, do I have You're going to fucking find out.
I can tell from those questions.
But you love it. You enjoy it.
I can tell from those questions that it's, the head's not in the right place because it's like, how quick can I get this thing? And is it worth even bothering? Do I have the genetics for it? It's like
they want a shortcut to the answers. Like to think that they're gonna just find out like that.
Fuck around and find out. No one knows.
Fuck around, find out.
You've got to enjoy the process with it as well, and like a mindset like that, like, oh, is it worth it? Like look, bodybuilding is like a few other sports. There isn't you don't turn pro and get given a salary. There's very few professional sports. I can name a couple off the top of my head. Rugby, which, rugby compared to football, it isn't massively well paid. You still earn a living, but I mean, you're not earning fucking, £1 million a month, some absolute mega. I'm not sure how high they are paid, but it's probably not the same as the Premier League footballers, right? But Premier League, like footballers, they're going to get a salary. NBA, you're going to get a salary, NFL. But you look at some of these other sports, like you look at golf, I'm a fan of golf. If you don't make the cut, you're a professional. You don't make the cut.
Yeah.
You don't go home with a penny. You don't go home with nothing. You've got to love what you're doing. And
I suppose it's sorry, carry on. No, go on.
It's what you put in, and what you do is how you're going to monetize yourself and then making a living from. It's not. Don't have that thing of like, oh, do I have potential in this to be able to monetize game? Because I tell you what, there's some people who are who aren't probably the best pros, who aren't winning the Olympias, but they're earning a fucking good salary. Okay, you know what I mean? Because they monetize themselves very well.
It's like we mentioned before in the chat. It's probably a lot to do with the reason why the sport is quite saturated, and a lot of people are more in it for the glory rather than the passion and the love. And that
but this is what's beautiful about bodybuilding. It's like what's required doesn't change, even though the type of people entering it could be changing, and their expectations. But at the end of the day, you've got to fucking love it, or else this process will beat the shit out of you.
Yes.
It will chew you up and spit you out. Like, you could do everything right and get your pro card and still not have anything from it. You've got to really love it, and it could be years and years and years of not getting it, and it's like, this is the thing, you've just got to really like doing the daily monotony of the process. And this is what I try to install to people if they come to me and they want to be a pro, because I've had this, and they sign up and they can't stick to a fucking diet on maintenance, and they can't be asked to go to a gym about 4 times a week, then like I said to him, I'm like, bro, you're going to be starving for a fucking living, right? If you want to be a professional, you're going to be incredibly hungry, and if you can't help but snack on an easy diet, your training is going to be your fucking living. That's the goal, right?
Yeah.
And you can't motivate yourself to go to the fucking gym, and you've got all the time in the world. When I've got people who are general lifestyle clients working a full-time job with a family, and they're not missing a fucking beat.
Yeah.
You've got no fucking chance. You've got no chance, and you need to understand like what it is it entails, so you can either increase your willingness to sacrifice or reduce the desire for the goal, and just manage your expectations, man.
You got to care how you look as well. I think some people, like, I got some lifestyle clients who are fucking really diligent, like,
God.
like pro level bodybuilders. But you know why? Because they really care how they look. When they go on holiday or when they take their top off, they want to look fucking good. Some of them are dads, and they want to turn up. And when they pick their kid up and they're in a vest and they've done their 12 hours working fucking hard labor, 10 hours, electricians and fucking engineers and, scaffolders, but they want to look good. And they want to look the bollocks, and like and when let's dial it up a little bit, Josh. I'm going to go on holiday in 6 weeks. You can make them really hard, like ab veins and everything. But the reason why they're so diligent is because they care how they look.
They love it.
Plan meal. They'd rather go without an off-plan meal and look good and look the fucking bollocks because they care. I mean, people want to say it's vanity. Who gives a fuck?
Of course it is, yeah.
They don't they're doing it for themselves because they want to look good and feel good, and when they feel good, they look good, they feel good, and that makes them happy, and that's important.
That's it. Yeah.
Mentality, regardless if you want to be a high-level competitive bodybuilder, you start really caring how you look. You're going to start caring what goes in your mouth, and you ain't going to touch those snacks because you're going to go, "What? I want to make progress, and also, do I really want to be overly fat in my off season? Do I want to fat shit, or do I not want to get fucking ready to have a bit like a good growth phase? Come on, son, let's do it properly. Let's have fun." You're like, "Come on."
Yeah. I think it's they love it as well, and I know those fucking the clients that I have who are really fucking diligent and they're not competing. I love that because it even gives me like a nice boost of accountability, because I'm like, fuck, if I'm saying I want this thing, right, and they're not missing a beat, and they're, I know the circumstances of some of these guys, they're doing it through crazy circumstances. I'm like, fuck yeah, I can't complain. I can't even, even consider going, I can't be asked, right? I can't even do that because these guys are fucking on it. And that's what I love about coaching. Shall we go through some of these questions?
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm gonna quickly go for a piss. I do need to eat a meal soon. I need to go for a piss.
Yeah, that's all right. If you need to eat on the podcast, go for it, bro. Okay, question. Which one shall we go for first?
Controversial.
Controversial.
I'm messing.
What's the gayest thing you've done? I'm just kidding.
Shit. I was like, oh, fuck.
I was like, damn.
Here we go.
We'll go for a nice educational one first. Key metrics to track in a growth phase. How long do you push for?
It always varies, that question. I mean, you can't really answer it straight, but
One of my cats.
I mean, I'll push and then I'll pull back, I suppose, but 6 to 8 weeks.
But gaining?
Yeah, push and then have a little bit of break.
Yeah.
But that's me personally. Obviously, I don't go into crazy pushing season. I never have done. So.
Yeah, I think it depends on the class and the
class,
goals, for sure. So, Josh, key metrics to track in a growth phase. How long do you push for?
You mean key metrics to what do you say? Key metrics to look for, or how long
to track? To track in a growth phase, and how long are you pushing for in a growth phase?
Well, if body composition is good, push for as long as you can. Keep on growing.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the goal? You're trying to get fucking massive over here. We're trying to be an open pro body, or an open super heavyweight, should we say? Push for as long as you can.
Yeah, it's different for the classes, isn't it? So it's for open and stuff. It's different.
Classic, you've got to start thinking, about weight cap,
etc.
Yeah. I think.
Obviously, I think one thing to measure is your body fat levels. Be true. You don't want to be. You want to put on muscle. You don't want to get overly fluffy because you've got to diet that off. And, you don't want to have a fucking killer of a diet or go into a contest prep. I've been there, where you're too fat and you've got to fucking suck right down hard, really, to try and get that fat off. That's not a good place to be. So I would track your body fat levels, track your performance in the gym, obviously track your scale weight, visuals, which would be body fat levels anyway, muscularity, make sure that the body parts that are coming up well, which you want to try and come up, measure that for your visuals. And then for how long for? Hey, push for as long as you can. Depending on what the goal is, obviously if it's to put on maximize muscle gain, keep going. And then, if you're using anabolics, probably run. I quite like to run like a peak stress bloods. People call them nowadays, but see where your bloods are. Hey, if bloods are good, carry on pushing for a little longer, but you're probably going to need to come off for a maintenance phase or, to have a bit of a clear out at some point. That's for sure.
well said, mate. I think,
I
think you pretty much fucking covered it. Yeah, just don't get fat. If the goal is to put on as much muscle as possible,
just keep assessing. Yeah,
just push. If you keep yourself in a good place to grow by minimizing the body fat and keep your habits in check. You push your performance, then you're able to push for a lot longer. And if the goal is to put on as much muscle as possible, you want to try to push for as long as possible, really. So the next question is, should you prioritize having fun in the gym rather than being 100% optimal?
Fucking that word.
Yeah.
I think there's a balance between, okay?
Yeah, because
if you're
how far is optimal away from what you define as fun, right?
Yeah. If you're not having fun, right, is your work rate in, should we say, intensity, not in terms of lift loaded, I'm talking about work rate, work ethic, is that going to be high? All right. Is that going to be at its highest where you're going to be working hard to fucking cause a stimulus to build muscle? Probably not. All right. But there is a crossover here, because if you're just going in and doing some bananas fucking workouts with sit-ups and fucking press-ups and doing some shit because you're like, this is fun, this is what I enjoy, but you're like, I want to be a super heavyweight bodybuilder, and you're 180 pounds. Okay, let's start thinking about what you should be doing that's going to yield progress.
That's it.
So there is a cross. I think there's a fine, or is there a fine? Is it a fine? There's a line, all right, of where it is.
But I think that line. Like, if you're going into the gym and you're like, I really want to do fucking powerlifting lifts and I want to eat whatever the fuck I want, That's what I find fun, and I don't find it fun to be specific with bodybuilding. Then it's like, okay, maybe you don't do bodybuilding as a sport. Maybe you do fucking powerlifting instead.
Yeah,
Um,
strong man, Jay.
Powerlifting and not bodybuilding.
yeah. So it's
Yeah.
like how much of because we can get into the nitty gritties of like how optimal within bodybuilding you approach do you have to be and how much you have to track and shit like that. But at the end of the day, if you enjoy bodybuilding, the process, right, a lot of what is optimal is going to be quite fun, right? Is being, as we say, like being diligent with your food and training in a way that is going to take you towards bodybuilding. But if it's like, oh, I really don't want to do a fucking push-pull leg split. I'd prefer a bro split. But I think push-pull legs might be optimal. It's like, well, no. If one makes you to test the process, the other you can still make great results.
Yeah, I mean,
That's the
you
one
might
that you
get to
should
a
pick.
position where your once a week frequency isn't yielding progress fast enough. You compete, you get on stage, and you're like, man, my chest fucking sucked. And like,
Yeah.
I need to bring this up. I don't want to fuck it. And you could be inside out pilled and look great, and you got beaten by a bigger, softer guy and he had a bigger chest than you, and you're like, and you're so pissed off about that. You probably this question here, you're probably not going to give a fuck because you're like, right, split where I'm training chest as frequent as I can recover from.
Yeah.
I need a chest because I lost everything.
I think it's where you're at. I think it's where you're at as well, because that's made me think, like, if you're just getting into this, right? I remember getting into this. I was like, I just want to fucking train hard and watching Roddy Coleman videos. It's like, ooh, I just want to go crazy, right? And now, obviously, if you're a bodybuilder who is trying to be, it depends what your fucking goal is, right?
Yeah.
If your goal, if you're trying to be like, I want to be a professional, I want to eventually be on the Olympia stage. Okay, maybe you want to look a bit closer to the optimal side. But if that is your goal, again, you should be finding the process fun, not the other way around.
Yeah, I mean, having fun for me was like trying new exercises or just trying new stuff. Not as much like just enjoying it all, but having fun was like trying new shit and just doing different things. That's what the fun side of it. You can still do that while they're trying to be optimal, right? That's the thing.
Do you guys think that though it comes to a time where, like, let's say someone's like, oh, I really love doing like loads of volume, and they're doing loads of volume. It sort of things change when you start following this process. You get into a diet, you start getting lean, and then no longer can you recover. Your lifts start going down, and you're like feeling weak. Like, suddenly you realize that, you know what, I can't really get away with doing this amount of volume. And things, whoever's asked this question is like, things will change for you as you go through this journey, and you won't be thinking, oh, I need to be optimal. That won't come into your head. What will happen is, example, you'll be doing more volume, and you'll start feeling like you're shrinking, and you're fucking weak as piss, and you can't recover from it, and you're beating up. You're like, do you know what? I don't really like seeing myself get smaller. I don't really like being super beaten up that I can't train again. Maybe I'm going to bring it down a little bit. And it's kind of, you fuck around and find out. There's a bit of trial and error here. That will happen.
I think
it's part of learning.
Yeah, that's fun.
That's fun.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's it. Learning, trying things out is fun. Trying different approaches, because different approaches work, and you want to find the one that suits you. And you got to do this in a way if you're going to get far, like we said earlier, that keeps you in love with the process. But also, when you're first starting, you can respond to pretty much anything. Go have fun, fall in love with the process. The priority is fun. And as you get deeper into this process, it's harder to make progress. You've got to refine your approach and then be more optimal. And the further you want to go, the more refined. Like, I've had a big change in my approach recently. I've just started working with Kuba. Obviously,
tell us more about that now, because this is what we spoke about a few episodes back. But like, where are you at now with that in terms of how were you settling into it all? Because we said we'd come back to this, didn't we?
I was just going to add. No, sorry, just going to add. The whole thing, it happens organically. Don't overthink it.
Don't overthink it. Just do it, right?
Have fun, crack on. Suddenly, you will start being more optimal for you in your situation. wherever that is. Okay,
And
That's it.
you'll have fun doing it. You'll
You're
have
not
fun doing
recovering,
it.
things will change. You know, body parts not
Yeah.
upset. Things will change along your journey. Have fun
Yeah.
with it.
100%.
Go on, Kuba, let's go.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Saw this in the
I'm on my second week approaching. So I've had my first check-in with him and stuff like that. So I've had a good just over a week on the process, and it's interesting. It's a big switch up, you know. It's a big switch up of not working with a coach for a long time, and then eventually working with someone, and then having someone who is as diligent as Kuba. He's, you know, Mr. No Room for Error, Mr. Precise. So, you know, whereas I've had a more intuitive approach because I've been coaching myself for a good long time.
Yeah.
So there was a big change up where it's like, right, cool. I've never I wasn't weighing my salt before.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Just little things.
Got the micro scales out and shit like that. My training has been a big change because I love going in, and this goes along the point of what we were just speaking about. I love going in and training heavy and going, yeah, buddy, I'm fucking lifting heavy weights. And I've been aware, I'm like, yeah, okay, things are hurting. And I don't reckon I can stay in and sustain this level of training. I also believe I need to refine my training so I can carry on making progress, bringing body parts up, because trying to add more weight to what I'm lifting it's not going to yield. The benefits aren't going to outweigh what the risks are going to be, essentially. So training's been at the moment stripped back. We're priming at the moment, so starting with training, stripping that back. Really, obviously, my training was pretty accurate before. Now it's like super fucking precise and controlled. A lot closer to like a Nick Walker style of training, where I'm like, but the fun in that is I know in my head, I'm like, I'm going to be a better pro. This is going to be more in line with me winning a pro show than what I was doing before. And that's where I'm at, where I've organically gone, that I enjoy the thought of that being the case. And I enjoy the thought of not being
fucking better, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of what we said before. It's like a mix up between doing things at an intuitive level, but also having the kind of the metrics to go with it all, and you know, taking the stats and putting it all together, right?
100%,
best of both worlds, right?
100%. And it's like I'm enjoying the thought of not being fucking injured, you know, because I was worried. I was like, I don't want to be broken. I don't want to be, you know, not being able to love training in 5 years and be like, oh shit, it hurts. So
yeah, but that kind of thing excites you now because you know there's a method to it all. You know, you understand the process, and you're like, right. It kind of excites you a little bit. Weirdly, what we get excited about these days, but fucking hell, it is what it is.
Although you could go on one hand, there's more complexity to this. There's a lot more simplicity because I'm not thinking, right, is this what I should be doing? Because with bodybuilding, it's not you make a decision, then you see the next day if that's working. You have a hypothesis, you test that hypothesis, and you see a lot further down the line if that has been the case. And with that, if you're doing it yourself, you could overthink. It's like, maybe I just drip a bit more volume here, or maybe I change my exercise again, or maybe I alter my PEDs, or maybe or maybe just even fighting off those thoughts could be exhausting.
Well, you've just said it, the word thinking, haven't you? You've taken that out, haven't you?
Yeah, exactly. So the simplicity is like plan, follow, shut the fuck up.
Exciting shit.
And that's so it's like cool. I now feel that there is a lot more free energy because I'm like, whoo, that was a weight off my shoulders. What I was carrying from trying to fucking be so objective for myself for the majority of this. I'm like, oh, cool. Now I could just go, yep, cool. I know this guy is super anal about everything, so I don't even need to think about whether or not I'm missing anything. I can do it. And if
I love that for you, man.
Boxes to tick, it's cool because I've got more capacity to tick the boxes because
food like that.
My food.
Yeah, what's he put you what food? I don't
So
really care about the macros or more up
Yeah,
with
yeah.
yeah.
what
So at
you
the
saw.
moment, like I say, we're priming. So with the
Is it
aim
like a
is to,
familiarity to what you're already doing?
yeah. I mean this chicken rice, right? Chicken rice, mince rice, mince potato.
Lovely.
The
Cream of
micronutrients
rice.
he's kept the coats in. I sort of like was like I want the fucky coats, and there's been a few swaps there. Instead of like a peanut butter, there's an almond butter. But a big change is
Mm.
the amount. There's a good amount more supplements, and there is a good amount more micronutrients as well. I was
So
having a good amount of micronutrients, but like this is like nearly a kilo of fruit and veg.
Yeah, that was a game changer for me in the past, the micronutrient thing, man. It just fucking
Yeah,
you see you think that you've got them down and got them nailed, and then someone lays it in front of you like that, you're like, oh shit, all right, maybe I
yeah,
wasn't then.
or anything like that, like anything that's like maybe higher potassium or anything.
yeah. So electrolytes is a lot more catered to. Like I say, I'm weighing out pink salt and low salt. Um, with things like with food sources like passata and shit like that for the potassium.
Nice.
So yeah, it's really just making sure that every single thing that I am fucking doing is for a purpose and it's
Yeah,
at the right amount. And it's not like it's more for function, less for like, okay, I like this. I can eat plenty of this. And it's still,
because
you
it's
know,
nice.
yeah, it's not even that I was thinking I was eating whatever the fuck I want. That wasn't the case. It was like, this is simple, chicken or rice.
I can
I
repeat
was,
it.
I can repeat it. I'm eating enough calories. There is a decent amount, and it's like actually let's refine and add a
Yeah.
bit more complexity. So this is more balanced to where you're at with bodybuilding and where you're trying to head. Um, so yeah, I mean, there's that. Like I get up in the morning, I have to squeeze a lemon and a liter of water, apple cider vinegar,
Yeah. So you never used to
throw
do that
the
before, did you? Like the gut
what are
health
you saying?
drink in the morning. You never used to do anything like that.
No.
Yeah.
But I would get up and do my steps and stuff
I
like
would,
that. But it's
everyone
stuff like
thinks
that.
it's like a whole faddy thing, but honestly, I'm not gonna lie, it made a massive difference to me. That
A bit different.
I
Yeah.
can't believe I wasted so many years of not doing it. Some people will get away with not doing it, but you realize once you start doing it, and then when you have like me going on holiday, obviously didn't take all my shit with me, and I just got wasted, got alcohol in my system, all that stuff. You realize when you don't have it, the difference it does make. This is the only time you'll see it is when you stop doing it for a bit and realize the difference. You're not
Yeah.
going to compare it to what you did before. You're only going to compare it to when you've done it now, and then you haven't done it for a bit. And I
And
promise you
that
that.
that's it, man. And yeah, it's like I say, there's that difference. It's like monitoring my blood glucose and blood pressure on a daily instead of weekly
Yeah,
basis.
yeah,
But like I say, we're priming now, so we're gonna get. I'm not. I'm relatively leanish
Yep.
for how I usually am in an off season as well. But Cuba likes to keep his guys very lean in an off season, so we're going to pull back a little bit more and sort of flow to that composition, so we can really fucking gain amount of muscle tissue and still keep a good starting position for the prep. So
Beautiful.
that's going to be
eh,
interesting to see on your physique, mate. Because I never see you go extremely like out of shape or fluffy, too fluffy in an off season. Anyway, in some of the pictures I've seen of you, so you
yeah,
rarely, you still keep some of your lines and stuff, don't you?
yeah, I do try to, and there's been a big emphasis with that, and it's like a lot of this. I was sort of coming to a conclusion anyway. It's similar, I was falling into that conclusion of the similar philosophies that the Cubans having implement, and I'm like, it just makes fucking sense
Ah,
for someone to go right. These philosophies, this is the best way to fucking do it. If you go, and that's where I'm in a place now where I could be like, I'm open to it, and that's yeah,
cool.
it's cool. It's still early days, like I say, but hopefully this could be this could be a nice game changer and just make the process that I can feel. Like, don't get me wrong, I was bodybuilding, I was fucking being a bodybuilder, but I feel like a fucking athlete, right?
Yeah.
Like I've
That's
got a
cool,
coach
man.
now.
Yeah.
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 Whereas before
Well,
I
that's
was
a big
like,
thing. It's a big thing when you coach other people as well. The whole
yeah,
point is to feel like an athlete. I think that's a big thing what you just said
yeah,
there.
and lead
And that,
from the front.
yeah, yeah,
Rather than me looking at the mirror, and I'm like, am I fat?
yeah,
No, not yet.
yeah.
You know, there's actual because you get out of tracking in the same way. Like I say, I went more so intuitive. So I wasn't like putting in my body weight on a daily basis and da, 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 da. And I'm like, yeah, maybe there's going to be a detriment with that. Um, next question is: does anyone have any weird habits in a prep? Weird prep habits.
Weird prep habits. No,
Um,
I don't do too much different in the prep than I do in an off season.
weird rituals on a prep.
Uh,
I like to have erectile dysfunction.
game. That's part of the game. I don't think
Yes.
I've got any weird habits. I just do. Oh fuck! Oh, yeah.
Weird habits.
Mhm.
Anything that you think weird, you can say it. No. That's habits like more body like that. Putting Christmas ketchup on your Christmas dinner is fine. That's what about like daily habits in prep. Do I do anything different in prep? Do I do anything weird? Not really.
I don't do any. It's not any weird habit. I just do consistent things daily when I'm on prep.
Yeah.
I always start my day off with it's like a starting thing that I do. Like I do the cardio, stretch, cold shower, that shit. I do that religiously every time.
Yeah.
Even not when I'm just dieting for a fucking holiday or whatever. That's not a weird thing. I don't think I do any
Yeah.
weird shit. Really.
I'm a bit more autistic around food. Like I noticed that I'm like, okay, I have to have a certain bowl and a spoon. This is when I'm like really deep in prep.
But I do that all year round for my
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's normal.
That's
But yeah, I
it,
think.
yeah. To be fair, I do have like certain cutlery or whatever, but like
Yeah,
when I'm
become
in
a bit more
prep,
OCD, don't you? That's
yeah,
it.
you become a bit
all year round.
OCD
I have
because I'm
one
like,
bowl, my pre-workout meal because it makes it look cool, and that's all year
yeah,
round.
yeah,
What was that?
yeah.
You say that again?
I have a bowl,
Yeah.
this plastic bowl that's great, it's perfect, and I eat my pre-workout meal out of that, or my meal 2 on a rest day. I eat it out of that all year round.
Well, that is a bit of a habit, then, isn't it? Really.
See,
Plastic spoon.
on
But that's
prep, I get more OCD with it because I'm sitting there and I'm like, right, I don't want any sound or to be disturbed with this food, and I need to have this at a certain temperature. So if I've got my cream of rice or whatever, I'm like trying to eat it, I'm like, no, it needs another minute, blah blah. I'm sitting down. This is when I'm like decently food focused towards the end of a prep, and it gets more like more. I try not to be so conditional, but I've noticed that I do get a bit conditional with food where I'm like, I like a certain environment. I don't want people to speak to me when I'm eating, you know. When I'm in the off season, I'm like, I'll just have a chat, I'll eat, blah blah blah.
Really, I don't. I literally prep. I could be a day out or whatever. The same. I like to watch. I like to put YouTube on. I have an iPad downstairs on the kitchen table where it lives, and I like to put YouTube on. And when I'm in the off season, I get to watch a decent amount of video. In prep, I put a video on, and then it's eaten, and I turn it off, and I go back to work. And one thing I like about prep is I like the fact that, like where I'm at now, I could eat a meal and I could get straight back onto doing what I was doing. Like that's one thing that I really like about prep. It makes me productive. I can get a YouTube video made. Like I could do a whole setup. I can get everything done. Like so much work done.
In the off season, you have a meal when you're deep in an off season, it knocks you the fuck out, doesn't it? You're like, oh my god, I don't know how to think anymore.
Yeah.
Which is
yeah.
I
don't know. I drink a lot of pop all year round. That's another thing.
A lot of what?
Like diet drinks, like all year round. Okay. I probably drink like 3-4 a day.
Wow. So you drink 3-4 diet drinks a day anyway?
Every day.
Wow, okay. I mean, I'll do 2 max, I think, if I ever do that. 2 max.
Like one of them includes a Monster, and then I'll do like 2 Diet Cokes or Coke Zero.
Yeah, they're a fucking blessing in prep, I'll tell you that. But
I've had to do it all year round, man. You're talking to the guy who was a kid who played Xbox at 11 years old and drank a 12-pack. I've improved life. Like I've got better as I've got older.
Wow. There's your answer.
Doesn't affect my gut. But that's all year round though.
What are we talking about? 12-pack of what now?
Pepsi Max back then, because it did fuck me up once. I couldn't swallow. I found it really hard to swallow a
Holy
chocolate. I was probably about 11. Halo 3 was the game, so I was definitely 11.
Fucking love Halo.
Smashing them through the summer. And my dad kept on going out buying 24 packs, kept on going for it every 2 days. And he was like, "Who's drinking all the fucking Pepsi Max?" And I tried to power it off to my brother.
I've never been a pop guy. I'm
a particular guy. I have. Do you remember that bar? Is it Bar? The brand.
Yeah.
I always go for the Cherryade, the Bar Cherryade. That's my thing every time.
Cream soda was banging.
Yeah, I never went for it. I always went for that.
That's good, man. Are you getting the new Halo? Do you still game, Josh?
The remake of the first one.
Yeah.
It's 70 quid.
Well, is it?
Yeah.
The standard edition. The standard edition.
It might not have been a standard edition, but I looked on the marketplace because I saw it and it's like, revamped graphics and stuff. And I was like, you know what? I might play that. I might see it because
I think it's free on Game Pass.
Is it? I've got Game Pass. It's free. It might be. I'll have to look.
Yeah.
I'll double check.
Go for it.
Well, I should. Complete the campaign. I like that. Recently went into CAX yesterday to get some old games, and I found Left 4 Dead 1.
Amazing.
Left 4 Dead.
Yeah.
Great. Not like about a couple of months ago, I got Left 4 Dead 2 in there. They had three Left 4 Dead 2, Left 4 Dead 1s. I was like, man, I'm snapping them up.
They don't make them like that anymore, bro.
Oh, mate. It's like an 18. I didn't realize it was like 18 years old, that game. Something like that.
Yeah, when you look how old these games are, you're like, fuck me. And then, you just start, you look at yourself in the mirror, you see yourself aging and shit. Oh my God.
Screen goes black and you see yourself and you're like,
yeah,
it's not the reflection anymore. I'm a 30-year-old bloke.
It's like, it's been 70 years.
Oh, mate, I love it, man. What else did I buy? I bought some other shit. I bought Grand Theft Auto 4 because I was like, I need to make sure I can get hold of that.
Underrated, man.
Stories. I bought from the original Xbox. I don't know if you ever played this, but this was a banging game. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. Mate, it was way ahead of its time. Like, it was way ahead of its time. Trust me. This is a great. I need to download that. But yeah, I've got Chanel a few games in there. But yeah, we went. I've got a little bug. I want to go to like CAX and keep hunting for like games and stuff. Some of those games, like Left 4 Dead 1 was 18 quid because it's not on the marketplace.
No,
digital, so you have to find the disc. But that's the whole part of it. It makes you fun. It's so super fun. You go in there, you fucking go for a black coffee before.
I love CEX, man.
And that's why did I drop? I dropped like £2.5 from yesterday because he was like, I did me cardio, which is just walking, and I was walking around town in CAX trying to find some fucking better games. I was like, this is sick. Yeah, it was great. And I had too much caffeine because I had an extra coffee, which I shouldn't have had. Because I had to sit and have a coffee whilst having a meal. It was great. Oh man. You can find some gems there.
100%. 100%. I love just staring at the games in CX and shit. It's just nostalgic, innit? The Resident Evil was one that I got into this year.
I need to get that because James speaks about it, and I'm like, oh, that looks good.
Yeah.
If you start, you're fucked because you're gonna end up on PS1 and then get fucking go through the mix.
I can't play the old ones. I can't. They're just.
I think do your head in, right?
Yeah, I think that you've got to. It's good for nostalgia, but I think you would have had to have played them when they were coming out. Because now playing them now, I'm like, Jesus Christ! I'm just playing the remakes. But yeah, me and James we did a podcast. We spent a good amount of time talking about fucking Resident Evil on it.
Oh man,
and it's good, man.
So I stopped playing fucking consoles when the first game was out, like Tekken and fucking Resident Evil 1. That's how far ago I stopped fucking playing games.
Really?
Yes.
Oh man, I like it takes you. I don't get the game as much as I used to because I'm very busy. But like if I can catch myself an hour, It can just like make the world stop for a bit. You can play, you can get immersed in something. It's very nice. Like me and my wife are both gamers, so
that's half the battle, isn't it, mate?
like if it's 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock, like probably a bit late, 9 o'clock, but let's say 8 o'clock, and you know, like I'm going to play some games. She's like, yeah, cool. She's sitting there. She'll play some games on herself. Do you know what I mean? Like
relationship goals there, man. Look at that.
You know what I mean? Man. Yeah, that's what we could. So there's none of this. Oh, I want to watch Love Island. Like, I'm like, fucking
yeah. I've always been into gaming, man. And I'm like, I feel like it complements bodybuilding so well because you can just, you know, you're having a good time. It takes you away from bodybuilding. You're not getting into any trouble. You know,
it's Saturday night. All right, let's say it's Saturday night. Okay. You're in the off season or you're in prep, wherever you are. All right, it's Saturday night. You've done work for the day. You've got no one competing the next morning, or whatever it is. Okay, it's sweet. Yeah. You're like, right, I've got some time. You're hydrated as hell. You can eat your meals, finish your meals off. You can get an early night. You can play some fucking games. Hey, that's living life. That's living life for me, man. You keep your nights out and doing all that shit, man. I'll fucking. Yeah, being hydrated as hell, eating your meals and playing some Xbox, that's a good fucking evening.
But you're also still social as well because you still have a chat with people. You know, the party. Yeah.
I mean, so shout out to Telly a little bit. It's good.
Yeah, right. Obviously, this is like Mark's competition, so he's like, what the fuck?
Like, I've got to get back into this shit.
Yeah, man, honestly, do it. 500 quid. We'll all fucking stream it.
Gosh, and he cost me 500.
Yeah.
I got into a lot of mixing and DJing for a bit. That was my forte, so that's why I kind of was a bit different from gaming, I think. And then a lot of things I did was video editing. I spent 3 years in college doing media studies, so a lot of my spare time was doing that shit, editing stuff and playing around with like After Effects and Photoshop and Premiere Pro and all that stuff. Like just kind of
seeing like, if one person I love to watch, all right, even though he's not bodybuilding, TM Cycles, his video editing and how he makes a fucking video.
Yeah, awesome.
It's biblical. Like, give the man props, man. It's just like you watch some of his videos, man, you just see that how it changes to different things, how he does it, and he's making a coffee. Man, all the guys made a fucking coffee, and I'm fucking like a Tarantino film. But you can see there's an art behind it, and you just think
some people are just talented.
Better than you can edit beautifully.
I tried to do that. Well, not to that scale, but I tried to put more diligence in my editing. I was like, no, this is taking me all fucking day, and it's still blank. So I think I'm just gonna do more simple shit, man. Leave it to the pros. Right. Last couple of questions before we go. I'm gonna ask this one and then I'm gonna run for a piss because I'm gonna piss either way. Do you think, this one for you, Josh, do you think Sass is an underrated coach? And if so, why?
Good question. Do I think he's an underrated coach?
It'll be.
Am I answering this whilst he's gone? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, do I think he's underrated? I think he is. I think so. I think he is. I think there's quite a lot of people who are underrated. I think when you're coaching guys at certain levels, I think it becomes a flavour of the month. If I'm being honest, there's a flavour of a certain length of month, should we say, in bodybuilding, where people will shine, have more shine, and have more light put on them, and have more people come into them. But Sassen's great.
I wonder if it's underrated because the fact that Sass took a long time out. I think it was like 4 or 5 years, right?
Yeah.
From competing, and then everyone's like, "No, where the fuck? This guy's he's been coaching for all that time though. He's still been coaching non-stop, hasn't he?" Yeah. And people are like, now he's come back and like started, doing all these shows back to back. People are like, oh, did they realize he was that good as a coach as well as he is a bodybuilder because he's not been in the limelight? Maybe you don't know.
Yeah, I think obviously whilst he's still actively competing as well, that will always outshine. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does make sense.
Competing at the top level, he's competing in the Olympia. So a lot of people will think Sassan the competitor, maybe not the coach. But yeah, he's a fucking great coach. He's super on you. He's gonna have you checking in daily. He's gonna be on top of you.
He's old school, isn't he?
it is and it isn't. It's more of what does the physique need? Does the physique need to be pulled back? Does it need to be fed? Does you need a higher baseline? Like this, for instance, for me, like he's been increasing my baseline food. I'm currently digging. We're digging today. I'm eating 3,600 calories. You know, I'm eating over 460 grams of carbs. Where people would be like, "Oh, Sass, old school," you know, like low food, high cardio. You know, it's like, well, no, it's what the body needs in that situation. Like my baseline got pulled down, started coming in too quick. Baseline food started coming up.
Yeah, he's not scared to push that food and give you like those extra calories in whatever way they're needed, right?
He's not scared to give you a feed. He's not scared to. What does the physique need? Does the physique need high amount of tests to stay full and big as I'm getting shredded? Well, yeah, it do. Some people would be like, oh, you know, it's not cookie cutter shit. It's look at the physique, you know, and someone like Sass, as well as a lot of other coaches, you know, with all coaches, you need to give them time to really learn your body.
So I reckon
what he needs.
I reckon the answer to that is yes, then, isn't he? He is an underrated coach.
Yeah, you know, I think there's a few guys who are really underrated. One other guy who I think is really underrated as a coach in the UK and, you know, in coaching in general is Hilly. I think Hilly's fucking really good. So seeing him, mate, I think every show I've been to for clients, I've seen him there. He's fucking there. Yeah. He's on it. You know, he's absolutely on it with people. You know,
he's had some great results.
I think with Sass as well, like, you know, if you're in your off season with him and he says go enjoy an off-plan meal, it's down to you on how much you eat. Because if you want to eat like a cunt and eat like an arsehole, you know, you're going to put a lot of body fat on. Do you know what I mean? And he expects you to be able to get that off. You know, he's not telling you, like, you know, he expects you to be able to get that off and work that off.
Yeah,
it comes from that. You know, that aceto place.
Yes.
Where, like, you know, you're not gonna hold your hand saying, "Oh, you have to do a 1,500 calorie cheat meal." You know, pop it for one meal and just keep your, you know,
making you be accountable for yourself, isn't it?
Give you some guidance, which a lot of people do need now. A lot of people do need that. So you've got to have some accountability in yourself a little bit. Not to, you know, that your off season off plan meals aren't fucking big old binges and big thing, because, you know, in contest prep, you might see, like, for instance, my contest prep this year, on a high day, I've been eating a hefty off-plan meal, and I've had it a lot this prep. You know, I think was it last week? No, I did it last week. I think I've had 1 week where I haven't done it, and I've usually been doing it twice a week. And the last meal is, you know, well, I would consider it a binge. And I wouldn't eat like that in the off season because I'm in a surplus for the rest of the fucking week.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what it is. It's if you haven't seen it, go watch my full day of eating. There you go. So plug to my YouTube. But it's 2 quarter pounders, 3 large fries, and a slice of cheesecake.
Fuck yes.
Easy.
That's a lot of food. That's on top already.
Is it?
That's, well, okay. It depends on your metabolism, who you are, whatever, right? Most people who eat that, right? Jack,
yeah.
Most people, you coach a lot of individuals, game. All right. Most people who eat that, their weight goes up, 4 or 5 pounds.
Yeah.
And then it doesn't drop off much. It may drop off a pound. And then they're
in a prep
week. Then they gain 2 pounds. All of a sudden, they're gaining 6 pounds a week, and it's not good fucking weight.
Yeah.
Push up, and you're prime as hell. You fucked it, and you're fat, and you fucked it up. And now you've got to get the fat off, and you're setting yourself up for a hard prep. So you do need a bit of your own, you know, have your own wits about. I mean, maybe Sass is a little bit like that with me because he knows that I'm not going to eat like that in the off season. Like my off-plan meals in the off season, I think I had like potatoes and venison steak, which it was weighed out potatoes. You know, that was nice, beautiful. Didn't gain much weight at all. That was my go-to.
But I think if you enjoy what you're eating anyway, you know, your meal off plan could be sometimes, how about this, like more of what you eat. But I know that if I was to eat whatever I wanted, it would be too much.
Yeah.
It would be like, so I know not to eat whatever I want, because I am a fat bastard and just with a bottomless appetite. So I'm like, okay, cool. It's always got to be, you know, moderation. If I'm having something off plan, if I don't want to see this fucking, I feel shit afterwards, because otherwise I could be like, cool, let's have a large Domino's pizza that could be the base, and then then we are.
Here we
And then
go.
we're fucking adding some shit, we'll have the cookies, and then we could have a garlic bread, or maybe
Oh my God.
some extra shit, maybe some ice cream,
Wedges, chicken strips.
Yeah. And that's like,
True.
I like to have a big base and then just
Add the
on top
bits on.
of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Oh, what's this? 2 seconds.
as you say, like, you've got it. But this was my experience when I was like coaching myself. You hold yourself accountable to that, because like you've got to deal with that shit.
Yep.
You're doing that all the time. Obviously, you can't. So I'm like, okay, that made me feel like shit. Don't want to feel like shit, so I'm not going to do it. It's not worth it.
Nope. And some people can eat like that and not feel like shit, but their weight goes on, and the body fat goes on, and then it's like, look, you've got to get that off, and now your insulin sensitivity is going to shit.
Yeah.
You're not building muscle anymore, or you're building minimal. You're fatter. Your aromatization's higher. You're getting less out your drugs. What the fuck are you doing? Like, come on,
100%.
So have a look. You got to But answer to the question, I think Sass is underrated.
Yeah, man. Okay, so what do you guys think about Kevin Levrone taking 6 months out of the year and then preparing for the Olympia for 6 months?
He's a guy who would grow into the show, Kevin is.
Yeah.
It's pretty fucking cool, that, if you can do it.
I think that's what Kevin wanted to do at the time. I think he spoke about on the podcasts with things as well about like why he did it. I can't remember why it was, but he did. There is a few podcasts where he spoke about it, but Kevin did what Kevin wanted to do, and that's cool.
Yeah. Do you think there was any merit in that, or do you reckon he could have been better and maybe won an Olympia if he didn't do that and he was on it all year?
I think he probably would have more of a chance if he was on it all year. I think he'd be improving, making himself better, etc. Yeah, I think he probably would. Could have he? I can't say that. Would he have more of a chance? Yeah, because he's on it. He can work on those weak points, make himself better, etc. And those things, and living like a bodybuilder all year round. Of course, there's more. Someone might make the argument though, would he be as fresh? The drugs and these things. But, hey, a lot of people that time were on it all year round, and they were pretty fucking good.
I mean, yeah, that's the thing. That half of his year might have been completely different to what some full year of people these days are. You know what I mean? It was a different kind of different league. I think what he was doing anyway, regardless, just for 6 months or whatever it was. But I think in comparison, what he was doing would blow some people out of the water for what they do for a whole full year anyway. You got to bear that in mind as well.
I think when he was on it, and potentially
really
on it to that level because he had the break, So maybe it was like a fucking, slingshot where he just like really pulled back and like boom, and then for 6 months he's like, cool, I'll live for this. I'll live in I'll do the crazy shit. I don't think is there another person that does that type of shit? I think, I don't know. I know that someone like a Chris Bumstead, because he was pretty much at the cap, would take maybe a few months.
3-4 months off.
Yeah. Just to chill out and shit. But yeah, so I don't know. I don't think, especially for an open competitor, that people could do that, right? Other than Kevin. Kevin's Kevin.
I also think right now, in terms of how big guys are, because I think even Kevin said this in the podcast. He said when he made a comeback, he said he couldn't believe how big everyone
else. Yeah, I see that.
And I think there is now. It's like you're not going to be able to, you're going to get left behind because
there is that left behind thinking. Yeah,
people are big. People are really fucking big.
Yeah,
really fucking big.
Yeah.
Level, man.
On that note, guys, I'm gonna have to shoot off, mate. It's I've got an appointment to go to, so I've got to.
That's all right. Yeah, mate.
Josh, I think it was amazing chatting with you,
mate.
Good time to call it. Yeah, we'll finish up here, man. So appreciate you coming on, Josh and Mark.
Sorry about last week, guys. Terrible.
No worries at all, man. No worries at all. We'll have to have you on again at some
Yeah,
point.
let's do that.
Yeah.
Absolutely, guys. I hope you have a good night, and thanks, man.
Thanks for watching, everyone. See you later, guys.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, guys.
Appreciate it, boys. Bye.
Bye bye.